Scott, I wanted to ask, first of all, you made a big acquisition of Habu, very exciting around clean rooms, and how do you foresee the integration of Habu into LiveRamp, and what does that mean for your company and for the industry more broadly?
Yeah, well, first off, it's great for the industry, and I have validation through that. I have never had an easier call down across the two companies. We probably reached out and talked to 100 clients and partners on the heels of the announcement, and the enthusiasm was unlike anything I've ever seen. Like 100 for 100 were excited about the combination, and the reason being is that they win. In a network, in a collaboration business, the more nodes of the network that you can connect, that generates more value for everyone in the network. And so, because of this marriage, everyone that we both serve can connect and collaborate with more great partners. And then in addition, the integration is actually pretty easy, and that's going to unlock even more value because it's a network integration, but then it's also a user interface integration. So, in some sense, LiveRamp historically has been a sports car, but most people in the industry don't drive stick, i.e. it's really complex. Well, Habu is simple and intuitive. It's like opening an iPhone out of the box. You just know what to do. And so to the extent that that can make SQL queries or data collaboration easier for smaller clients, smaller partners, then again, that's going to unlock more value for everyone in the network.
So what is the changing value of identity in this world that we're living in? Cookie deprecation, CTV, which doesn't rely on cookies. How do you see the market demand for identity?
Yeah, Andy, it's really interesting. I think the demand for identity has grown exponentially because in a world of signal loss, where third-party cookies are no longer available, and I suspect, fingerprinting is not only not available, but in most countries it's just downright illegal, if not certainly unethical. It's really important that every company start to develop its own identity, that they develop a direct relationship with their consumer, they get permission to do things with their data, they make the value exchange incredibly transparent. And I think instead of using like a third party for identity, increasingly companies have to develop their own first party data graph and then collaborate with other companies. And so recognizing that, LiveRamp over the last 5 years, we've made a shift from really being a third-party identity graph to really being identity infrastructure that anyone can use. That said, we now support several hundred different various forms of identity, all kind of first-party identities that ride on top of our identity infrastructure. My guess is someday there are going to be tens of thousands of identifiers. In that world, they all need a Rosetta Stone, and we view that as one of the functions we provide, such that they can all be interoperable and talk to one another.
Scott, we've been following retail media pretty closely, and that's a big emerging area. What's the opportunities for LiveRamp in the retail media networks or for retailers themselves?
Well, first off, I would say the opportunity in retail media networks is extending beyond retail. I don't think retail media networks, Andy, is the right name anymore. I really think it's commerce networks, or quite frankly, even a step beyond. I just call them collaboration networks. And some of the most exciting things that we see really don't have anything to do with retail anymore. It's one of the world's largest airlines thinking about how do they monetize and improve the viewing experience from their seat backs or from the personal devices, and do that with their network of connected travel partners. How does a major CTV provider utilize their deep data to provide even richer viewing experiences and better content for their audiences and better advertising experiences for their advertising partners. So it's really extended. We're going to see this in government, in healthcare, in commerce, in travel, in financial services. I mean, it's everywhere. It's data collaboration. Now, you know, what's the role for LiveRamp? Well, I mean, we in some respects, Andy, we're like a matchmaker. You know, we're the carriage that allows this company to talk to this company, to talk to this company, and not just talk, but collaborate with data and information. So that's what we see our role. What is the value that those partners can extract? Well, it's going to depend. Consumers will get value with better information and offers. Publishers will get value by delivering better viewing experiences and better CPMs. Advertisers and marketers get value by delivering better customer experiences. So, like, how does that manifest itself? It's going to be different for everyone, but the beauty is, I mean, it's like having a kitchen full of 1,000 different ingredients. From that, you can cook any recipe. You can cook a cake, you can cook a pizza, you can cook a steak. And depending on who you are, what you choose to cook with that data is going to be different, and you're going to deliver a different value proposition. And that's what makes this fun, because there is so much innovation to be unlocked over the next few years.